This has to be one of the most impressive looking LEGO sets ever made. But that's not enough. If you take a step back, the model really looks amazing, but once you get up close you start seeing a lot of details, lack of details, gaps, holes, exposed elements and finished looking parts that you wouldn't expect to see from a LEGO product with a premium price tag of $550. Let's start at the feet. From the front they look okay, I guess, but these holes here bother me. From the side you see where a lot of the problems are. The internal structure can be seen and the gaps and holes allow you to see across the model. The ankle looks really weak and flimsy for what's meant to be an extremely bulky and compact model, and from the inner side it's just a big hole in the model. This angle here is another one that's particularly bad. I do like this golden detail, and golden LEGO pieces is something you'll see a lot of in this set, part of the reason that the price tag is as high as it is, with the set only having 4,000 pieces. You'll also see lots of repulsors across the model, such as this one here in the back of the leg. There's another one on the knee area which is made out of a 3x3 round tile that glows in the dark. I like the advanced tech looking joints and connections here, and moving up the leg there's another large golden section of elements. The place where the legs connect to the waist has more visible core structure, and looking underneath there's just two grey plates with nothing on them. I mentioned the premium price tag of the set, right? This is not alright. I also don't understand this section here. I guess it was supposed to be more layers of plating for the suit, but it's not really working. These hinge sections do hide some of this stuff underneath, so I guess they do fill their role. The arms of the Hulkbuster are another pain point for me, especially with the exposed joint at the shoulder here. You can minimize it ever so slightly if you adjust the shoulder pad, but honestly it doesn't look okay. Especially from the front, which is never shown in the box. There's always some angle or pose on the arm photos, so you'll never know about these looking just at the box. It is impressive how such a big build can be moved though, as the arms have several joints for different degrees of movement, and the whole thing feels to be strong enough that it won't fall down over time if posed. But again, joints mean you need to have bigger clearance, and bigger clearances in LEGO mean you'll end up seeing a lot more of the insides of the build that you would have wished for. Here we have the biggest concentration of metallic gold pieces, with lots of the elements being useful for custom builds in my opinion, and the hands, as is the case with the arms, can be fully posed. Both of them have light bricks, which is unusual I think, because I don't remember there having been a LEGO set with multiple of these elements. But they're the regular orange ones, which is fine I guess, as in the movie the energy blasts shot from here are yellow. I got no major complaints about the chest area, and at the top we see the big dome printed element for Hulkbuster's head. More golden details here on the sides of the torso, and in the middle of it the arc reactor. The weird looking piece is an opalescence blue Fresnel lens element that was first seen in Trans Clear in the Lighthouse set from Ideas. This cone coming out of the chest is actually the trigger for the light brick inside, so that we can light up the arc reactor. The downside is that it's using once again the standard orange light brick element. I just wish LEGO made a white one so that we could get these more accurate. The back looks a bit plain but does have more repulsors, and here in the middle I found the piece usage interesting. A windscreen element made in pearl gold that has a sticker in the middle. Now the torso is where a lot of the issues from this set came from, and looking at it from this side tells a lot about past complaints I had about the set. Gaps, holes and exposed framing that I really wished I couldn't see in the end. You may or may have not realized by now, but the whole chest area is hollow, for the sole purpose of fitting the Iron Man figure set inside. It isn't easy to do so, and you can open some hatches in the back to help guiding Iron Man inside. Is it a neat feature? Yes it is. But was it something that was really needed? I don't think so. Especially because most of the compromises on the model looks as a whole came from the fact that there's this gimmick to the model to begin with. You're paying $550 for a model that isn't a full experience in itself, because you still need to buy a $40 add-on for it. Now let's talk about the overall looks. With nothing to compare the Hulkbuster to, impressive looking model once again. The size alone dwarfs a lot of LEGO releases like it's no big deal. But when it comes to movie accuracy, the model is supposed to be based off of Mark 44 Hulkbuster, as seen in the Avengers Age of Ultron movie. Now if we place both the set and movie reference side by side, you start seeing a lot of issues people have been pointing out online. The legs aren't nearly as bulky, way too spread apart when seen from the front, and from the side have a really weird angle to them, almost as if they're broken. The ankles are just tiny looking, the torso has been stretched a lot, and the exposed joints on the shoulders are just wrong. You can see the details, everything is there, all the major features have been included in the LEGO model, but that doesn't make it a good model. It just makes it recognizable enough. And all of the issues with the body, especially the torso area, came from the fact that LEGO wanted to give you the possibility of placing another LEGO set inside. Fellow YouTuber Ashiroko made a photoshopped version of the LEGO model that closely matches the body proportions of the movie reference. Wouldn't this have looked far better than what we got as a model in the end? Would we have not enjoyed it more, even if it meant that there would be no feature to be able to fit the Iron Man figure inside? Personally, I would say yes. The set does come with a UCS style plaque sticker and an exclusive minifigure that, like the model, feels underwhelming. Tony Stark with an half Iron Man suit on, straight black pants and some tools on his hands. On top of all of that, the price of this set is, as I mentioned earlier, $550. That for little over 4,000 pieces is a terrible deal. There's a couple of things that help understand the pricing. There's almost 250 metallic gold pieces, probably the most any LEGO set has ever seen, and those should be expensive to make when compared to regular plastic bricks. There's a big dome element, Fresnel lens element, 3x3 glow-in-the-dark tiles, and 3 light brick elements, all of which should also be pricier than usual, but still, $550 is too much money for what we're getting out of the box, honestly. This set idea had the potential to be one of the best LEGO Marvel sets ever made, but sadly it's far from it. It was interesting to build, it was interesting seeing it coming together, and in the designer's defense, this must have been an extremely difficult model to work with, and regardless of all of the downsides, it's really impressive how well this thing holds itself up. Sadly, the end result does not meet the expectations I had for this model in the slightest. Thank you LEGO for sending this set for review, I'll see you all in the next video.